Namaste, student Conservative. I Jagan Dr. Naren Singh Sekhot, Assistant Professor, Department of Salyatantra, Faculty of Ayurvedic Science, Jyoti Vidyapith, Mansun, Jaipur. In previous class, we will discuss about cystitis, means inflammation of urinary bladder. In today's class, we will discuss about cycle, calculus, let's begin, students. Bladder stone is oxalate and phosphate. Phosphate stone has occurred in an indwelling J ureteric stent. As you can see, this primary vesicle calculus occurs in sterile urine, usually comes down from kidneys of ureter into the bladder and it gets enlarged. Here it is usually oxalate stone, jack stone. Oxalate stone usually single, primary, brownish black in color due to deposited blood pigments over the surface. Hard uh, and with spikes over the surface, which irritates bladder mucosa, causing hematuria, Mulberry stone. Secondary vesicle calculus occurs in the presence of infection, commonest bladder stone. It is usually phosphate stone, occurs in bladder only. Phosphate stone is smooth, soft, ivory, white in color. It is either calcium phosphate or ammonium calcium and magnesium phosphate. Triple phosphate stone. E. coli is the common organism. Uric acid and urate stones are single or multiple. Primary non-radiopaque, smooth pale yellow in color. Cystine calculus occurs in cystinuria and is radiopaque due to high sulfur content. Etiology: infection. Infection: hypercalciuria of any cause, hyperoxaluria, cystinuria, bedridden and paraplegic patients, gout and other hyperuric ischemic patient, diverticular bladder, obstruction to urine flow by BPH, urethral stricture, bladder neck obstruction. Urogenic Urogenic bladder is schistosomiasis, foreign body in bladder. Clinical features: common in male, often occurs in children. Frequency is more during day than night because during day frequency is more during day and than night because during day due to ambulation stone comes in contact with the trigon of the bladder and irritates, whereas during night stone slips toward the away from the trigon and so less frequency and pain. Pain more during day, which is referred to the tip of penis or elbow, also increases during jolting movements. Suprapubic pain and tenderness may be present. Hematuria often terminal. Inter- Interruption of urinary system and also acute primary urinary retention. Feature of cystitis: burning, maturation, fever, pain, or PV. Large stone may be palpable. Stone may be identified incidentally in plain X-ray, KUB or ultrasonography of abdomen. Investigations: urinary microscopy, envelope crystal in auxiliary stone, hexagonal, type cystic stone, urinary culture sensitivity, blood urea, serum creatinine, serum calcium, inorganic phosphate, uric acid, plain X-ray, KUB, so radiopaque stone, 90% are radiopaque. IBUTC function of the kidney, ultrasonography abdomen is degenerative, cystoscopy to see radiolucent stone. X-ray in this X-ray shown vesicle calculus, note the laminated appearance. As you can see in this picture, laminated appearance of stem. Okay, students, treatment. Cystoscopy, lithopaxy, litholepexy. Under GA, cystoscopy is fast and the stone is visualized. It is frequented by pneumatic laser, electromagnetic waves, or mechanohydraulic lithotripsy. The bladder is flushed using an irrigator. Contraindications: two large stones, two small stones, two soft stones, two many stones, stone and bladder, diverticular bladder tumor, contracted bladder, patient's age below 10 years, and patient general condition is poor as the procedure takes a longer duration, it is avoided and open removal is advised. Suprapubic litho, suprapubic open lithotomy, fenestrial incision, bladder approached extraperitoneally. Bladder is identified by its distressor muscles pattern, which is crisscross and also its venous pattern. Bladder is opened near the fundus and stone is removed. Bladder is closed via often with SPC using Maliport catheter and Foley's catheter is passed per urethra. Wound is closed in layers with a drain. Suprapubic percutaneous lithotripsy. This procedure is becoming popular when cystoscope cannot be passed per urethra. Bladder is approached suprapubically through a needle guide wire and dilator. A track is created through with a nephroscope. It was to remove the stone after fragmenting. The cause is treated. Okay, student, this is all about the vesicle calculus. Okay, student, this session is powered by digital version 2.0 with the Jaipur. I hope you are satisfied with this digital session. If you have any doubts, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it soon. Thank you, students. Namaste, students. Kusho video. I, JVN Dr. Naren Singh Segat, Assistant Professor, Department of Shalyatantra, Faculty of Ayurvedic Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. In previous classes, we discussed about anatomy of liver and disorders of liver. In today's class, we will discuss about portal hypertension. In this diagram, you can see the hepatic portal circulation. Heart pumped blood into abdominal aorta and proper aorta hepatic artery to liver, liver to hepatic veins via inferior vein cavity drain to left atrium of right atrium of liver. This is the hepatic circulation. As you can see, uh, splenic vein and superior mesenteric veins drain blood into hepatic portal vein and it drain into liver. Yes, students. Sustained elevation of portal pressure more than 12 mm of Hg is called portal hypertension. Normal range of portal pressure is 8 to 12 mm of Hg. A rise in portal pressure stimulates portal systemic circulation. Portal vein carries 75% of blood flow to liver with all nutrients to maintain its integrity and give 50% oxygen supply to liver. 25% of hepatic blood flow given remaining 50% of oxygen supply to liver. Portal hypertension causes suspensive portosystemic venous collateral information, altered intrahepatic circulation, and increased splenic blood flow. High pressure portal blood is diverted via coronary, short gastric, and esophageal veins into azygous vein system. There is increased portal resistance and increased portal blood flow. Increased resistance may be pre-sinusoidal, sinusoidal, and post-sinusoidal. Uh, these are the causes of pre-sinusoidal, extrahepatic and intrahepatic. Extrahepatic portal vein, splenic vein thrombosis, intrahepatic schistosomiasis and sarcoidosis. Sinusoidal causes cirrhosis, hematochromosis, Wilson disease, congenital hepatic fibrosis. Post-sinusoidal is Budd-Chiari syndrome, congestive heart failure, veno-occlusive disease also. Causes of causes of portal hypertension. First, prehepatic. These are the prehepatic cause. B is hepatic. These causes mentioned in the hepatic and post-hepatic causes are these. Sides of porta systematic polytron, as you can see, lower end of the esophagus between left gastric and short gastric veins with azygos. Umbilicus between paraumbilical vein and anterior abdominal vein, resulting in caput medusa. Retroperitoneum, bare area of liver, lower end of the rectum. These are the sides of porta systemic collateral. This is the porta systemic collaterals. As you can see that this one is one, two, three, and bare area of liver also. Okay, students. Photo showing caput medusa. This is a photo medusa. Presentation means clinical features. Triodoportal hypertension for esophageal varix, splenomegaly, and ascites. These are the common and main triodo portal hypertension. Jaundice features of encephalopathy, recurrent infection, coagulopathy, hepatorenal syndrome. Investigations: liver function test, ultrasound, ultrafetoprotein, MELD scoring. This is a patient with ascites with portal hypertension. Doppler imaging, HVPG, hepatic venous pressure gradient, splintography. Now management. For portal hypertension, first general measures anemia due to corrected to be corrected. Anemia to be corrected. Nutrition supplementary injection vitamin K, 10 mg IM for 5 days. Specific measures. Treatment of esophageal varix, prevention of petic encephalopathy, treatment of ascites, measure of reduced portal pressure, surgery report a systemic stent, non-selective and selective. Transjugular intrahepatic portal systematic tips. This is the transjugular hepatic portal systemic stent are typically placed by an interventional radiologist and the fluoroscope guidance. Access to believer is gained as the name transjugular suggests via internal jugular vein in the neck. Once access to the jugular vein is confirmed, a guide wire and introducer seat are typically placed to facilitate the shunt placement. This enables the interventional radiologist to gain access to the patient's hepatic vein by traveling from superior vena cava into the inferior vena cava and finally the hepatic vein. Once the catheter is in hepatic vein, a gauge pressure is obtained to calculate the pressure gradient in the liver. Following this, carbon dioxide is injected to the locate the portal vein. Then a special needle known as calpinto is advanced through the liver parenchyma to connect the hepatic vein to the large portal vein near the center of liver. The channel of the shunt is next created by inflating an angioplasty balloon within the liver along with the tract created by the needle. The shunt is complex by placing a special mesh tube known as stent and endograft to maintain the tract between the higher pressure portal vein and the lower pressure hepatic vein. After the procedure, fluoroscopy images are made to show placement. Pressure in the portal vein and vena cava after mesh. Drug to reduce the water pressure like propanol, nadolol, isosorbidide, liver transplant. Final treatment is liver transplant. This pic is showing the tips trans Infradics tips process. Okay, students. This session is powered by Digital Session 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth One City. Hope you are satisfied with this digital session. If you have any doubts or queries, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it soon. Thank you, students.